In a land where the strong rule, the name Hyokyon Mugong resonates with fear and respect. The leader of the Dark Heaven sect, he is known for his unmatched power and merciless ambition. As Mugong contemplates his life, he questions the judgment of others. Have I truly been such a thorn in their side? He wonders, reflecting on his actions and the reputation he has garnered. 3 years ago, Mugong decimated the heads of the Martial Alliance and the 5 clans. His brutal efficiency ensured his supremacy and cemented his position as a feared leader. Mugong's rise to power was marked by relentless destruction. He set fire to the temples of his enemies, leaving behind a trail of ashes and proving his dominance. Despite his ruthless actions, Mugong defends his choices. I only fought because they drew their swords first, he claims. His life has been one of constant defense against those who sought to destroy him. Mugong's battles were fierce, and his reputation grew with each victory. Even when outnumbered, he stood his ground, ensuring that his name would be remembered for generations. Reflecting on his past, Mugong finds irony in his situation. Don't you think that's hilarious? He muses. His enemies, who labeled him a villain, were the ones who instigated the conflicts. As he grows older, Mugong begins to see the futility of his endless battles. He feels a mix of regret and anger, understanding the hypocrisy of those who branded him evil. On his deathbed, Mugong is haunted by memories of his disciples and family. Where is Cheon Woo Myung? He wonders, longing to see his most trusted pupil one last time. Mugong yearns for the presence of Cheon Woo Myung, who is out searching for the herb of immortality. He hopes his disciple can return in time to save him. At 80 years old, Mugong reflects on his life filled with struggle and conquest. As the evil sect's heavenly master, he is one of the 3 great powers of Mirim, but his strength is waning. Mugong admits his regrets. If I had known it would end like this, I might have chosen a different path, he thinks. The dream of a peaceful life seems distant and unattainable. Mugong feels the presence of the Grim Reaper looming over him. He curses his fate and wishes for a quick end as the weight of his past actions bears down on him. As Mugong's breath becomes labored, he longs for a final meeting with Cheon Woo Myung. It would be nice to see him one last time before I die, he murmurs. Cheon Woo Myung is on a desperate quest to find the herb of immortality. Mugong's last hope rests on his disciples' shoulders as time runs out for the dying master. Back in the sect, Mugong's followers display indifference and even hope for his death. They see his passing as an opportunity for change and power within the sect. In a twist of fate, Cheon Woo Myung returns with the herb of immortality. Master, I found it, he exclaims, his voice filled with urgency and hope. Mugong's followers, however, are not eager to save him. They question the need to prolong his life, believing that his time has come. Despite their reluctance, Cheon Woo Myung insists on administering the herb. Hurry up, he urges, fighting against the indifference and opposition of the others. As the Grim Reaper reaches out to claim Mugong's soul, a miraculous glow surrounds him. The power of the herb of immortality begins to take effect, pulling his soul back into his body. Against all odds, Mugong's life is spared. He opens his eyes, feeling the surge of energy from the herb. It's over, and it's irreversible, he realizes, understanding the significance of this second chance. The Grim Reaper retreats, defeated by the powerful herb. Mugong stands, his strength restored and his mind clearer than ever.
In the vast expanse of darkness, Mugong's consciousness floats, caught between the realms of life and death. He is in a state of limbo, where his soul wavers in the void, struggling to find its way back to the physical world. Mugong can feel the pull of the Grim Reaper weakening, a sensation that brings both relief and confusion. I can sense my soul returning, he realizes, understanding that the grip of death is loosening around him, giving him a chance to come back to life. Voices begin to penetrate the void, reaching his ears and pulling him back to reality. Oh, he's starting to wake up, someone exclaims with a mix of surprise and anticipation. Mugong feels a spark of life reigniting within him, signaling his return to consciousness. Confusion sets in as Mugong regains consciousness, his surroundings coming into focus. Wait, Wudang? He thinks, recognizing the familiar setting, but unable to comprehend how he ended up there. He is back, but the presence of others makes him uneasy. Mugong opens his eyes to see a group of ascetics surrounding him, their expressions a mix of concern and curiosity. "Are you awake now?" one of them asks, their tone gentle yet probing. Mugang feels a sense of vulnerability as he lies before them, unsure of their intentions. Mugang's mind races, trying to piece together the fragments of his memory and understand his current situation. Ascetics, what's going on here, he wonders, the unfamiliar faces and strange setting adding to his bewilderment and anxiety. One of the ascetics explains, "The heavens are watching over you," attempting to reassure Mugang of their benevolent intentions. However, Mugang is puzzled, trying to make sense of their cryptic words and their unexpected presence in his life. Another ascetic adds, "After the saintly ritual, you didn't thank us." Mugang's confusion deepens as he struggles to recall any such ritual. Did he survive the holy deity ascension? One of them wonders aloud, hinting at a miraculous event that saved his life. Pain shoots through Mugang's body, a sharp reminder of his physical condition. "Ugh, my body won't move," he realizes, the stiffness in his muscles and the weakness in his limbs making it impossible for him to sit up or defend himself. Mugang struggles to understand his situation, his mind clouded with confusion and fear. Why doesn't it hurt so much, he questions, the lack of pain contrasting sharply with the immobility of his body. The ascetics watch him closely, their expressions unreadable. One of the ascetics reassures him, "It's okay, don't move too much," their voice calm and soothing. But Mugang is filled with frustration and a desperate need for answers. He feels trapped in a body that no longer obeys his commands. Anger bubbles up as Mugang remembers the bloodshed and the loss he has endured. "Damn it, don't you get it? My whole clan was annihilated," he shouts, his voice filled with grief and rage. The ascetics remain calm, their expressions showing a mix of pity and detachment. One of the ascetics, with a cold demeanor, responds, "How cold? How can such a saint be so cold?" Their words sting, but Mugang's anger only intensifies. He feels misunderstood and isolated, surrounded by those who cannot grasp the depth of his suffering. "I did what? When?" Mugang asks, his fists clenching in anger and confusion. Memories of his past flood back, mingling with his current predicament. He feels lost in a sea of conflicting emotions and half-remembered events. Mugang sees flashes of his childhood, painful memories that resurface with startling clarity. The child abandoned by his parents, he recalls, the emotional wounds of his past reopening. The memories stir a mix of sadness and anger within him. A figure from his past appears, a kind face in a time of turmoil. It's not time to relive this stuff, Mugang thinks, trying to push the memories away. He knows he must focus on the present if he is to survive and regain his strength. The boy was heartless, Mugang remembers, reflecting on his own harsh upbringing and the resilience it forced upon him. He understands now that his toughness was a necessary shield against a cruel world. Wait, hold on, what's happening? Mugang feels overwhelmed by the memories and the present reality clashing together. His mind struggles to keep up with the rapid succession of images and emotions. His pulse is weakening, and ascetic notes with concern. "All right, hurry up, everyone," another commands, urgency in their voice. They begin a ritual, hoping to stabilize Mugang and prevent his condition from worsening. Mugang's body starts to glow with a bright light, an intense and unfamiliar sensation. "What? This is deity chi," he realizes, feeling a powerful surge of energy flowing into him, healing his wounds and invigorating his spirit. "Damn it, what are you doing? Infusing deity chi into my body?" Mugang protests, his voice filled with fear and anger. But the ascetics continue their ritual, determined to save him despite his objections. Mugang screams in pain, "Ah!" as the deity chi flows through him, both healing and overwhelming him. The process is excruciating, but he knows it is necessary for his survival. Suddenly, the light subsides, leaving Mugang exhausted but alive. "Phew, it's over. It worked," one of the ascetics exclaims with relief. Mugang lies on the ground, his body heavy with the after-effects of the ritual. The deity chi stopped the spread of the venom, an ascetic explains. "Now all we need to do is repair all of his bones." Mugang listens, too tired to protest or even process their words fully. An ascetic approaches Mugang, their expression solemn. "I will be eternally grateful for what you have done for us," they say. Mugang's anger resurfaces, his voice sharp. "Grateful?" he snaps, struggling to contain his frustration. "You goddamned assholes!" Mugang shouts, his emotions spilling over. "You saved me to be indebted to you?" The ascetics remain calm, their expressions unchanging, as if they expected his outburst. An elder ascetic speaks, their voice steady and authoritative. Don't worry, we are all connected by fate. How could we ignore the child that was fated to save our lives? Wudang listens, skeptical but too weak to argue. Sect master, another ascetic interjects. Now that this child has saved us, shall we accept him as a new disciple? Wudang is taken aback by the suggestion, unsure of what to think. The sect master nods in agreement. Yes, we have been thinking about it for a while. If you accept him, he will train under us. Wudang feels a mix of surprise and uncertainty as the proposal sinks in. I shall permit this child to be Wu Myung's disciple, the sect master declares, making the decision final. Wudang feels a sense of acceptance, but also the weight of new expectations and responsibilities. Have you thought of a name for him? An ascetic asks, turning to Wudang. He is silent, the question taking him by surprise. A first-class name would be good, the sect master suggests. I shall choose Mun. Jinmu, the sect master decides, sealing Wudang's new identity. The ascetics nod in agreement. That's a nice name, one of them says. Wudang thinks to himself, that name sucks, feeling a mix of acceptance and resistance. The sect master smiles warmly. From now on, Jinmu will be your name. You are our new disciple. Wudang, now Jinmu, feels a sense of acceptance, but also the burden of living up to his new identity. All right, everyone, for Jinmu's fast recovery, the sect master announces. The ascetics prepare for another ritual, and Jinmu braces himself for what lies ahead, knowing that his journey has only just begun. Jinmu feels the hands of the ascetics on him, their energy channeling into his body. What are they doing now? He wonders, as the ritual begins. The ascetics' focus and determination are palpable. Jinmu feels a rush of power coursing through him, a sensation both exhilarating and terrifying. Stop it, he cries, but the ascetics continue their work. I'm begging you, please stop, he pleads, tears streaming down his face as the intensity of the ritual overwhelms him. Enough, an elder ascetic commands, bringing the ritual to a sudden halt. Jinmu is left panting, tears in his eyes, his body trembling from the experience. We have saved you, the elder says with finality. Now you must live up to your new name. Jinmu lies there, exhausted but alive, realizing that his journey has only just begun. The name Jinmu will carry the weight of his past and the hope of his future. He knows he must rise to the challenge and prove himself worthy of the second chance he has been given. Now, that's the look of a true hero. Jinmu stands tall in a black and red robe, his golden eyes gleaming with determination. He looks every bit the classic Rizzler. As he takes a deep breath, he says to himself, I've become Jinmu, a first-class disciple of Wudang, a once mighty but now dying group. What has that Orochimaru-looking Reaper done to me? I just closed my eyes, and when I opened them, I was in this kid's dying body with his memories flooding my mind. Adding to his turmoil, the 6 Yang divine arts deity energy, forcibly infused into his dantian, is eradicating all other forms of energy within him. This realization fills him with rage. I can't even use my old martial arts that I was so proud of, the Shadow Dragon core energy, he thinks furiously. His master calls out to him, and Jinmu responds instinctively, a reaction he despises. He curses his current situation, resenting how his body obeys without question. Jinmu's mind drifts to his past life. I remember it like it was yesterday, he muses. I turned the Pond of Peace upside down and burned 3 out of the 5 palaces, cutting through everything in Wudang. He was the ascetic bastard who protected the Violet Cloud Palace to the end, fighting against me, Hyok Ryon Mugang. He was spared because he refused to surrender, but that was a mistake. I should have burned all their Tao temples to the ground. Snapping back to the present, his master invites him to lunch. Reluctantly, Jinmu agrees, but frustration simmers beneath the surface. As he cuts vegetables and makes soup with a forced smile, his patience finally snaps. He throws the bowl across the room, shouting, "When can I leave this goddamn place?" We now start Chapter 3. The tranquil scenery of a serene temple is disturbed by the sound of birds chirping, creating a peaceful yet lively atmosphere. In this serene setting, Jinmu's master sips his tea while teaching Jinmu the basics of martial arts. Jinmu unsheathes his sword and concentrates to apply his chi to the sword while the master observes him. With a sudden burst of energy coming out of the sword, Jinmu successfully passes his chi through the sword, making a charged sword. The master is astonished by the rapid development of Jinmu, as it has only been 3 months since the training began. The master then says it usually takes years of practice, and on top of that, you learned by my verbal teachings alone. Jinmu replies that it's been 3 months and he was fully healed. Since the master lost his skills, he had to teach Jinmu the 6 Yang divine arts via verbal teaching. As one of Murim's former lords, having to learn all of this from scratch is annoying, but this damn body. All of its memories are controlling my instincts, so I can't go against the master's words. Master Myungjin thinks, is it because of the chi we sent into your body? Or when I'm teaching you one thing, are you able to learn 10, no, 100 things because you are a genius? The master then stops himself and says that's impossible. Jinmu gives a smirking expression towards the master after hearing it. He then thinks to himself, of course you wouldn't understand. Even though I'm in this body, I used to be one of the strongest beings in the world. I understand this power infinitely more than you do. But actually, learning their techniques has been quite fun. Growing my internal energy every day and deepening my understanding of the basic strokes, compared to the dangerous techniques I once used, it's much more systematic and safe. I will admit that there's a reason why this place is famous. Jinmu dives deeper into his training, pushing himself to the limits. I remember those times when I trained in martial arts as a vagabond. I trained so hard that I would lose track of time. Without realizing it, a year has passed, Jinmu reflects. With a swift motion, Jinmu demonstrates the sword chi technique, his blade cutting through the air with precision. I'm now able to use sword chi, he states proudly. Finally, it looks like I am a first-class disciple, Jinmu says, his voice filled with satisfaction. Wudang sect's martial arts have truly improved my skills. Jinmu contemplates his next steps. Long can the time be, having learned martial arts with 2 internal energies, he muses. But there's one problem. My internal energy is taking too long to recover. Jinmu's frustration is evident. Even though I give it my all, the energy is slow to recover, he says, his voice filled with determination, but it's still too slow. Jinmu clenches his fist, his resolve strengthening. I need to advance several levels, he decides, but if there was a way to improve, I would do anything. Half a month ago, Jinmu's journey took a significant turn. That's impressive, someone comments, watching his progress. If someone has enough merit, they get to train under the sect master himself. That's how it's supposed to be, Jinmu reflects. That's why, unlike the master disciples, becoming a first-class disciple is crucial. He remembers the teachings and the expectations placed upon him. Most people who want to learn under a martial arts sect master, Jinmu recalls, wish to become one as well. If I could, I would use the unique martial arts techniques and be able to train them directly. Jinmu's determination is unwavering. What did you just say? Someone exclaims, surprised by his ambition. 2 internal energy types? They ask in disbelief. 2 at the same time? Jinmu repeats, understanding the challenge before him. He envisions the integration of the internal energies within his body, a difficult but not impossible task. I thought that the unique body technique was only possible when born, Jinmu muses. But if I could master it, I wouldn't have to worry about the deity chi's interference. Jinmu ponders being able to have 2 types of internal energy in one body. Isn't that the most secret technique that Wudang sect has? I thought that technique was long lost. I never imagined that it's still around since I've never seen any martial arts sect use it. If someone could teach me, I wouldn't have to worry about the divine chi interference. I could use the shadow dragon core energy. Now that I know what I need to do, I won't stop until I achieve my goal. Jinmu declares, his eyes filled with determination and resolve. Jinmu's goal becomes clear. Are you sure about that? Jinmu asks. The second-class disciple says, everyone knows that mastering this technique is challenging. Jinmu's mind races with possibilities. Something that anyone else would find impossible, he states, his conviction growing stronger. He realizes that his journey will be filled with obstacles, but he is ready to face them. Every single one of the first-class disciples has a special talent, Jinmu acknowledges. But you don't know how remarkable I am, he adds with a confident smile, his eyes shining with determination. Now that I know what I need to do, I won't stop until I achieve my goal, Jinmu declares, his voice filled with determination and resolve. He knows that his journey will be arduous, but he is ready to prove his worth. Every single one of the first-class disciples has a special talent, Jinmu acknowledges. But you don't know how remarkable I am, he adds with a confident smile, his eyes shining with determination. The skepticism continues as the senior says, "You're just a nobody under a first-generation martial artist, not one of the master's disciples." The dismissal of Jinmu's abilities is clear in their tone. "It's not even in your reach, is it?" the character adds, further underestimating Jinmu's potential. Jinmu's expression shows a mix of frustration and determination. Contemplating his next move, Jinmu's focus sharpens. Competition. What about them, he thinks, realizing that proving himself will require surpassing his peers. With a fierce grin, Jinmu continues, "I'll beat everyone else to a pulp because I'm the one with the dual martial energies." His eyes shine with a fiery resolve, ready to prove his worth. He exclaims, "All right, I've found a way to fix my energy deficiency." His excitement is palpable as he identifies a solution to his lingering problem. Just one more problem left before I can get out of this rut, Jinmu thinks to himself. And that problem is... The scene shifts to a more peaceful setting. The peaceful setting reveals a table laden with food. Jinmu says, "First, food." The sight of the meal underscores the basic yet crucial need for sustenance in his journey. Sitting across from his master, Jinmu reassures him, "Don't worry, sir. You need food to heal." His dedication to his master's recovery is clear. Jinmu serves a plate of food to his master, saying, "Please enjoy it." His master, with a look of appreciation, responds, "All right, I will." As the master takes a bite, Jinmu thinks to himself, "Damn Wudang sect bastards. I finally realize how ridiculous it was for them to spread such nonsense about internal energy deficiency." Jinmu continues to reflect, remembering times when he begged his master, "Please, just one bite," and pleaded for his attention, "Please." His dedication and persistence are clear from these memories. "Thanks to the master's consistent care, I improved my absorption for me to regain my normal levels," Jinmu acknowledges. He is grateful for the support and training he received, which has enabled his progress. Jinmu reassures his master, "Are you sure you don't want more?" To which the master replies, "I'm all right. Don't worry about me. Go on." The master's focus remains on Jinmu's training and well-being. Jinmu contemplates the next step, thinking, next reality is the best food to neutralize someone. He is determined to continue his journey and ensure his master's health and strength. With a determined look, Jinmu reflects, "I can't tell my master about my plan." He understands the necessity of keeping his strategy to himself for now. Jinmu trains rigorously, thinking, if I ask him anything about it, I'm sure he will end up telling him everything. His commitment to mastering his skills is unwavering, even in secrecy. As he practices the sword, he swings, and suddenly someone appears, and he almost slashes them. The kid introduces himself as Chungwoo, a second-class disciple from Culmination Hall. He tells Jinmu that he brought food supplies.